domestic violence and its impacts on children and even adults. Domestic violence has severe impacts on children. It affects them psychologically, emotionally, and sometimes physically, because these children get entangled with violence, with war in the family, and sometimes they try to separate fight and they are pushed to the walls where they get injuries, where they get harm, they are physically damaged, and sometimes they have sleeping disturbances. So these children, they do not pay attention. Sometimes they are having cognitive disorders, because even they are in class, they sleep, they don't pay attention because the picture is still playing in their minds. They cannot focus, and sometimes children get to hear things that they are not supposed to hear. They get to know things that they were not supposed to know because of the quarreling, because of the fights, because of unrest, no tranquility in the family, making it questionable. They start wondering if they are in the wrong place. They start wondering if they are supposed to be here. They start questioning their existence. And the family is a place, it's a nursery where we nurse good moral values in children, where we're supposed to impact good moral values, decency in children, respect and honesty in children. And it turns out that in the case of domestic violence, these children are unfortunate, because now they get to learn violence. They get to know about fighting, and they pick it as a way of life. They grew up with it. They start behaving funny, disrespecting even their friends in school, fighting in school, quarreling, stealing, just because they have learned it from the family. And sometimes it pushes the child to the wall to start maybe running away from home. Sometimes we hear the child is missing, this and that. It's as a result of domestic violence. The home is no longer peaceful enough for the children. Sometimes the mothers, they run away because of the war, and it affects the children. They don't have food to eat. They don't have anyone to lean on. Sometimes it's the father that runs away, leaving the mother and the children to suffer, because maybe he cannot tolerate, he cannot bear it. At times, when the mother is like so hostile, so violent, these children, sometimes the girl child, they pick it up, they learn the attitude, they grow up, and they also become perpetrators of violence. Even in their own families, they will not respect their partners. When they grow up and get married, they may not be able to maintain a marriage. They become absent from their homes. They are not preparing food for their children. They don't bathe them. They don't clean the house. They don't do their chores. And sometimes they tend to be so aggressive to the man, beating him. So you see the domestic violence, it becomes a circle. It's going round and round, because she is trying to do what she copied from the mother. So as we said, it's a nursery. If you nurse bad values in the children will copy them. Or if they see you, whatever you are doing is what they pick up. There are some families where you see the boy child cannot do something. They say, no, this is for the girl. Yeah, my boy, you don't have to do this. And the boy grows up knowing that women are supposed to be seen and not to be heard. So her opinion doesn't count. When he gets into a relationship, he will not respect that woman. He will try to be maybe authoritative and make the woman to feel inferior. She will have low self-esteem, and sometimes it affects her health. It affects her because she's psychologically traumatized. She is emotionally disturbed, and so on. Because this boy picked this attitude from the family, because the setting was not good. The foundation was on violence. The foundation was not on peace and love. Love is something that can break all boundaries. So if the children are nurtured with love, they will learn to respect each other. They will learn to respect their partners and respect their children. They will learn to provide for their homes, for their families, to provide for their loved ones, and also to counsel those who are maybe disturbed. The counsel them, give them, love them, talk to them nicely, so that they can be able to see a reason to live. Some of these children, sometimes they get into self-harm, they want to harm themselves, they get into prostitution, they get into lesbianism, they run away from home and get into funny thing, they get teenage pregnancy, they abort their children only because they don't want to live in that type of a society. And sometimes they refuse to get married. Many refuse, they don't want to get married because of the wrong values that they copy. Marriage is not a transaction where you get in and get out at any time, or where you use somebody like trash and throw and go to the next. Yeah, so violence is something that goes a long way to destroy us and destroy our well-being. Please like, share, and subscribe. If it's making sense, you share to save more lives, or to create awareness, or to help also that we can be able to give counseling to children before they get into marriage, so as to avoid situations of domestic violence, so as to avoid a lot of pain, a lot of distress in marriage, so as to bring children in a holistic way. So let's not mock or laugh at people who are going through something in marriage.